Hey there, Resurrection Gig Harbor family. Drew here coming to you from my office. It's been a while since I've come to you from my office. I've got a quick update for y'all about this week's service, and then a couple of announcements, all the information for which is in the weekly email that this video was included in. First thing though, for this Sunday, we actually are not going to be having in-person services in Gig Harbor this Sunday, November 14th. We're canceling service just in Gig Harbor for this Sunday because as this week has gone on, we've actually found out that several families who are part of our core team have contracted COVID. Not necessarily the whole families, but members of several different families have contracted COVID. And so just out of an abundance of caution, we don't want to put anyone in a situation where they might be exposed or that might spread. At least one of the cases is, as far as I know, been entirely asymptomatic. And so we know that that is a real possibility that someone might not feel sick, but still might spread sickness. And so since we know that that is present in our church family right now, we're just gonna, again, out of an abundance of caution, just go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to stay home, worship together online. If you are feeling well and you don't have COVID and you would like to worship in person, we've been invited to join in with what Tacoma is doing at 9 and 11. And so if you'd prefer to worship in person and you're not sick and you can make it at 9 or 11 in Tacoma, the door is open to you there. But we are just gonna hit pause for a week on things in Gig Harbor so that people can recover and so that we can make sure that we're not unknowingly and unnecessarily exposing one another to potential sickness. So that's the first thing. Please be praying for those few families. It is just a few families that have contracted COVID, but when we're a small group starting out, a few families feels like a decent percentage. So just be praying for those that have contracted COVID, that they would experience mild symptoms, that they would recover quickly, and that we would get to see them again in our gathering in a couple of weeks. That brings us to our next announcement. I had mentioned this past week that on November 21st, our Thanksgiving service, that we were going to be having child dedications. This is a tradition for us. We do this every single year across all of our locations. We tend to have child dedications on Thanksgiving and Mother's Day. This year, I had already announced, hey, we're going to do this in a couple weeks on Thanksgiving Sunday. We're actually going to be pushing that back into January because it's a tradition for us to celebrate like baptisms or child dedications across all of our locations. We decided to push it back because our family in Federal Way is about to get a lot bigger. They've got 8 families that are expecting children due in the month of December in the Federal Way Church. And so Pastor Dimitri came to Pastor Bubba and I and was like, hey, would you guys mind if we push this till January so that all these families can participate? And we said, yeah, of course, that sounds great. Let's do that. That'll be a blessing to the church. So the new day for child dedications is January 9th, the second Sunday of the new year. And so if you've got a child, a newborn or an older child that you've never dedicated and you want to participate in that, you can still sign them up. Just know that that date will be January 9th now instead of next Sunday, the 21st. After that, we kick off our Advent series in the lead up to Christmas. And during the season of Advent, we've actually got a special event and opportunity for you to be inviting your friends and neighbors who might not know Jesus yet to come and hang out with us. We're going to be renting out an auditorium at the Galaxy Theater here in Gig Harbor. We're still deciding on what size theater, what size auditorium to rent out though, and I need your help with that. So if you know that you would, I didn't even say what we're renting it for. We're renting it for the Chosen Christmas special. I don't know if y'all have watched The Chosen. It's an online show that Sarah and I have really, really enjoyed. They've done 2 full seasons of it, kind of telling the story of Jesus through the perspective of the disciples, those who he has chosen and called to follow him. It's really well done, and they're putting a Christmas special in theaters across the country. There's going to be Christmas music from different popular musicians. There's also going to be an actual episode of The Chosen, a Christmas episode, which I'm excited to see because I've really been enjoying the show. And so it'll be December 5th. It's a Sunday. We're going to reserve the auditorium for after service. So about 5:30 Sunday, December 5th. And I need your help in knowing how big of an auditorium we should rent out. And so if you can take just a few moments, go on the survey that's linked in the email. I think it says like click here to claim your seats or something like that. And let me know how many seats you would like to reserve. This is for you, your family, friends, your kids' friends, your grandkids' friends, whoever you think might be interested in coming, and you say, yeah, I want to reserve a seat for them, so that you can then go to them and say, hey, I want you to come to this. Don't worry, I already reserved you a seat. There's a spot for you here. That would be amazing. So again, do that as soon as you can. Let me know how many seats you'd like to reserve. We have to finalize everything with the reservation like the week before. So we've got a little bit of time. We've got a couple weeks to figure out which auditorium to get. So that's all the announcements that I have for you. Again, if you have any questions as far as the COVID situation, or how to serve those who aren't feeling well, you can feel free to contact me, and I'll let you know how you can serve. Or if you just want to have a conversation and talk that through, I'm more than happy to do that over the phone or in person. So again, no service in Gig Harbor this week. We will see y'all next week on November 21st for our Thanksgiving service. See y'all later.